Aloha, I'm Felicia Miller Johnson, and I conduct work life video interviews with career professionals that become an all intuitive conversation. Aloha, and welcome to another episode of All Intuitive Conversation. I'm Felicia Miller Johnson, and I connect with my guests through Sekhem energy, all with the hopes of encouraging individuals to live smart and ascend to new levels of success in their work in life. Today, I have the pleasure of connecting with Dr. Hannah. So let's bring her to the screen. Aloha, Dr. Hannah.
Hi, Felicia. Nice to meet you.
It is nice to meet you. So, you and I have not had a previous conversation. We're not familiar with each other. So, I am getting to know you for the very first time.
Mhm.
So, as a person that's on LinkedIn, I noticed right away that you are a doctor, and I see you have a doctor here. So, tell me a little bit about the type of doctor you are.
Yes. Well, I've always been fascinated about the human body, which drew me ultimately to studying medicine. And throughout my medical studies, I found that I don't want to specify on something like a small organ or a small part of the body, but rather focus on the body of the whole body, and just being a little bit of like Sherlock Holmes, so to speak. So, like, finding out about symptoms and what's really behind a disease, which ultimately led me to internal medicine. And diving a little deeper in there, I got contact to cancer and cancer research, which is the field that I was focusing on for quite some time now.
Wow. Okay. So, what I was originally hearing was holistic.
Yes.
Like, that was the word. I was like, she sounds like she wants to connect with the whole individual person. So, I was like,
Hmm.
okay, not, how can I say this? Um, not everyone has that viewpoint
Hmm.
on the whole medicine part. And then the cancer. So tell me a little bit more about what piqued your interest in the cancer field of medicine.
Well, there's a lot of black spots on the map of discovering where those diseases come from. So,
Uh-huh. It's like
exactly.
right the little black cloud spot. Uh-huh. Yep.
Wow. So interesting. Yes. So, like me seeing myself a little bit as a Sherlock Holmes when I was back in medical school, that ultimately was like, hey, there's so much to find out. And the research field of cancer is just still so wide open up. There's so many question marks on there that I ultimately was fascinated by this.
Hmm. Um, it's interesting because that is such a field, and I will share that it has personally impacted my family because my
Mhm.
aunt just passed away from cancer last
Um,
week. So and it was so fast. Like
mm,
it was like October, and here this is now
mhm.
um like March. So it amazes me just how many people are impacted by cancer. And it's like, and yet so many people are impacted, but there's seem like there's so little still known about it.
Mhm.
Like as far as the cures and just changing, and it's almost just like if you find it, there's not much we can do. So the next card that came out talks about the theme. It says liberation, and it has the oil of adaptable, and it says what happens next. So when Dr. Hannah, you're talking about going into this field, what is the mark, and I'm going to say the light mark versus the dark mark
Mhm.
that you would like to leave in this field of medicine in this area?
Wow. Okay. First of all, there's so much I want to address there. First of all, my condolences to your personal loss, and That's the thing about cancer. We all literally know somebody that has died from cancer or is diagnosed with cancer. So this is like the number one amongst cardiovascular disease, the number one cause of death in the Western Hemisphere. Well, this is no
Mhm.
wonder. And I always wanted to have an impact on people's lives and literally helping them to be healthier or become healthy again.
Mhm.
Um, so this is the landmark, and I personally stand actually on a very like turning point in my life here because it's so fascinating that you directly spotted the holistic approach that I characterized from the beginning. But actually, I was drawn back from that and put myself into that little box of like going into that very rigid research field. And now actually widening it open because there's so much we can do on a holistic level to become or be healthy. And honestly, throughout a lot of my time recently, I've discovered that this is something I see my vision and myself a lot more in. So the one part is, we need research and we need all those medications, but going a few steps back, it's actually what we need a lot more in the world, the awareness of like, how can we keep ourselves healthy? What different aspects in life can I modify for myself? Because there's so much power within each and every one of us that we can use to keep and stay healthy for ourselves, even in a stage where you think there's not much to do additionally. But even with
Mhm.
cancer, for example, or in different medical conditions, you can still do a lot for yourself. So, well, from going back to your question, adaptable, like I want to really have an impact on people's lives when it comes to their health in a holistic approach.
Well, it's interesting because the next card that came out had the concept of a charitable,
Huh.
and just this whole theme of just you're giving of your time and your effort and wanting to really change this narrative of this dark cloud of cancer. And what's
Mhm.
interesting is that on this card it says, the end of challenging times, things are looking up, a welcome relief, finding your way to a peaceful place, the end of depression or an illness. And so it's like, okay, you're wanting to help bring about a change and changing this whole illness with that. When I also was connecting with you in your energy, I looked up your name. Do you know the definition of your name?
The definition of my name? No, I don't.
Yes. So your name, Hannah, means favor or grace.
Wow.
Favor or grace. And so the fact that charitable, grace, adaptable, and wanting to change the illness, it's like it's just kind of flowing like with this and who in your character in that way. So take me to Hannah at the age of 15. What was she like?
Wow. Um, it seems like she's been a totally different person. Well, from my standpoint today, I think it was just a small part of myself. Today, it's just more, I have more parts of myself that I outlive. But I was very, very disciplined and very academic driven. So for me, it was always like, I want to achieve something in an on an academic level. So I was very competitive. So I always wanted to be the best in everything.
Hmm.
And that ultimately didn't always leave me very happy. So I put a lot of pressure on myself there. And I think I would tell my 15-year-old self that she shouldn't be so hard on herself, and yeah, just leave things as they are sometimes and not force things that might not, have a purpose there. But yes, I was very disciplined. I was very driven, and I knew what I wanted, and everything
Hmm.
I knew what I wanted, I would just go and get it.
I love that. Definitely in the early age. The next card that came out here has a theme of gratitude, and the trigger statement says, "I am overwhelmed." But the
Mhm.
true statement says, "I am moving." It says, "The time for planning is complete. Take action, no matter how small. Begin today." So the next question is coming through is that you have these aspirations and you have been so studious and doing all these different things. How does Hannah just have fun?
Well, that's a very good question. I recently found out that yes, you can have fun in life and still go after what you want. So I think that was a challenge that the 15-year-old Hannah had. But that the 30-year-old Hannah today, well, she gets introduced to those things that I can have fun with everything I'm doing. But besides, just if I'm not working or I don't know, 24/7 working on my goals, it's still okay to just have some fun.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's definitely the wisdom because it's showing this woman here studying, and it's like just
Wow.
so kind of focused in that, and it's like that's great. But yeah, we're like so the word that's coming back again is
Mhm.
holistic,
Yeah.
and it's like the same way the word that's coming through is the same way that you're wanting to look at the holistic aspect of other your client, your patients. They're encouraging you to remember there's a holistic
Hmm.
Hannah,
Yeah.
as well of yes, we're doing this work and changing and doing all these different things to bring a change in cancer, but still have fun and
Hmm.
do these things.
Yeah,
So
and just yin and yang, just there's a balance in everything.
yes,
So yeah.
yep. So let's say we connect 2 years from now. What would Hannah be like 2 years from now?
Well, that's a very wide and open question. I think she's definitely on a path of getting to know herself more
Mhm.
and just being more open to all the facets that are in her already. So I'm definitely on the path of like taking up a leadership role in different areas of my life. I'm taking responsibility for others. I mean, I've done that with patients in the hospital, but
Yep.
um, like different areas of my life, especially my expertise and everything that I'm setting up for myself. Yes, definitely. And she's just uh, having a lot more fun. Actually, she's doing more things that she doesn't want to postpone anymore. So that's definitely a lesson that I've learned from cancer patients. It's like time is the biggest luxury we have nowadays, and the older you get, the more you think it's just running through your fingers. And if you say, okay, I want to travel the world, and don't wait for 5 years from now, you don't know what's in 5 years. So living in the moment a lot more, and yeah, she's definitely gonna be a girl boss. So she's doing her own thing a lot more than just hearing what other people think. So she's freeing herself more and more from the opinions of others.
Yes.
I think that's definitely her, and I'm really excited to meet her. Actually,
Well, she is definitely wise because it goes back here. Like I said, you had wisdom. And
wow.
the next card that came out was the Six of Wands here, but this is victorious, the victor. And it says on the bottom of this card, victory, wise choices. Again, wisdom is it's just
Wow.
popping up for you. And it says wise choices that bring public recognition and success, promotions, awards, or scholarships. And is being led to read this card to you. So 2 years from now, your message. Outstanding. You have done an amazing job and everyone knows it. This is no time to be shy, and there's likely to be a lot of attention coming your way. Just smile, be humble, and say, thank you. This is a card of victory. Clearly, you worked your way past any challenges. Back here in the very beginning. Challenges you factor, and now you get to bask in the glory of your accomplishments. It's time to be a role model for others by letting them see the wonderful things you've created. This card can indicate magical news is on its way to you, such as a promotion, award, or exciting new job. Additional meaning: victory, receiving awards or scholarships, being in the public eye, and offer to help from someone very successful. Wise choices that bring widespread acknowledgement. Hmm.
Hmm.
So 2 years from now, you're going to
Wow.
continue to be successful and doing all those different things. Like I said, the vibe just being charitable. Um, just the word of continue to have fun
Mhm.
though, as you're doing this work. Because like I said, because cancer can get to be really serious, right?
Mhm.
Um, and it's like, yes, you can do that, but continue to be fun, enjoy the surprises that life has for you, connecting with individuals and friends, and just know that you're living out your namesake with grace, wisdom, and yeah, that's kind of the encouraging word that's coming through for you.
That's
So, for
amazing.
those individuals that want to connect with you and reach out and they're like, hey, I want to know more about Dr. Hannah, as they say, to maybe that person that wants to come and help you to achieve the success and join with you, where can they reach you?
Well, they can reach me on, I would say they can reach me on Instagram, and they can reach me on LinkedIn. I think those are the both platforms, especially Instagram, where I will share a lot more of my path on my journey and all the projects that I'm doing. I think that's the one. Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming to be a guest and letting me connect and learn more about you and your journey. I hope those that are watching were encouraged. We did
Yeah.
have um, Marcello to join us live from Atlanta. Thank you so much for connecting with us today. And as we continue to wrap up, thank you. May you continue to be encouraged and live smart and ascend to new levels of success in your work and your life. And if you're interested in being a guest on All Intuitive Conversation, reach out to me at allintuitiveconversation.com. And until we meet again, this has been an All Intuitive Conversation.
Thank you so much.